Okay, so I wasn't gonna do this. I don't like trashing people, and not trying to destroy anybody or mess up anybody's business. You know, stuff's hard enough these days, but I just can't really let this go. And after our conversation I just had, and knowing that this might affect other people, I think somebody should do this so more people don't get screwed over. Okay, so this is a company called Faction Knife and Tool. So what I was going to do, my brother is a two-time Iraq combat vet. So I wanted to do something special for him. I was going to get a knife engraved with his deployment dates and his company logo on it. I was originally going to go with tops and get the Silent Hero engraved with like an EGA, his 3.5 logo, and some dates on there. The guy over there at Faction talked me into using him, that he could do the engraving and he could make the knife, and it's going to be awesome. I'm going to try to include some pictures and videos in this, not this video, but the one I make for YouTube. So he talked me into doing it, offered me a promo code, which was like 30 bucks off or 10%, something like that. So he assures me he can do it. I go on the website. The website says it's going to be 3/16 thick, and kind of has a description as like a pry bar, you know, tools, knives meant for hard use, you know, you can pry open a door, like SWAT stuff type of description. And I'm thinking like the old Strider knives that were pretty much like indestructible. So the knives were about $2.50 a piece. So I decided to go with him. I ordered one for myself and one for my brother, and waited for a while, paid up front. Everything kept getting pushed back, and I finally get the knives. But before I get the knives, he tried to replace the scales that I wanted. Instead of getting black canvas micarta, he tried selling me scales that had neoprene on them. And while those may be good for some things, it's not what I ordered. So this knife and another knife, and I don't like to have. Oh, not only that, so this is what 3/16 is supposed to look like, and this is 2/16. So he sent me stuff that was 2/16, not 3/16, like the description on the website, and I'll include that. I think I did not screenshot the 3/16. So I messaged him, I'm like, hey, the website said 3/16 and I got a 2/16. It's a lot thinner. I'm concerned about how thin the tip is. And he said it had changed, but I had ordered before it changed to 3/16. So I got the knives. I took them out, cutting some wood. I was doing some light stuff, just poking around at a fresh cut wet log, and the tip bends, and I'll include a video of the tip bending. Gosh. First stab, and it bent. I don't know, man. Well, didn't turn out too good. And so I tried the other one. The other tip bent. So, and after I started using them, I bent them back and I tried to start using them some. The knives would not stay sharp. So I contacted him. He assured me that it must have been a bad batch of steel and that he was going to fix it, give me 2 more knives. I offered to send everything back and get the knives that I paid for. So I went ahead and tip tested this. I'll also try to include that. If this grain structure doesn't show up, I'll include it in another picture that I have. Let's see. Okay. So I tip tested it. He assured me it was a bad batch of steel, which was supposed to be ADCRV2. And he tells me he's going to send me some new knives with the steel that it's supposed to have. So let's see, so many things have happened. So months and months go by, the knives are made, I still don't have my knives. I guess it was because he was going to start making his own sheaths. So I finally get my knives. The knife that I had made for my brother, the engravings on the knife were 2 different colors. One was like a nice looking gray, the other one was like purple and really, you know, like not crisp. It looked like crap. On the same side, so they're right next to each other. I'll include a picture. Let's see, where's this knife at? So I get the new knives. And so what he told me he was going to do was, since I had a problem with the other knives and it took so long for me to get the replacements, he told me he was going to include this borax, which I didn't really care for, but I was like, I'll test it, do some videos. And when my package showed up, there's no borax, and that was the reason why everything was taking so long. So I get my knife, I take it out, I'm like, well, let's do some light tip testing, you know, for something described as a pry bar. Now this is 3/16 thick. That's an old, like 6-7-year-old wet 6x6. I went like this a couple times. Wasn't trying to slam it down and like break it. Just doing some like prying on a wet old 6x6. Tip breaks off on the new one. Okay, faction knife and tool tip testing. So look straight. Tip test part 2. 3/16 steel. Let's see if she bends. Well, the last tip bent. This one just broke off, but it appears to be straight. Guess that's down in there somewhere. So I reprofiled it. I resharpened it. And I just can't really get this one to be as sharp as I'd like it and stay sharp. Who knows what material this knife is made out of. I don't know if it's ADC RV2, if the heat treat was done properly. I have no idea. The knife looks good, I think. My brothers, they grind secondary bevels, and the bevels were all wavy, like different widths. Just everything looked rush. There's just so much stuff that makes me mad about this. So, and my knife, my brother's knife, almost has like a scoop on the blade. They're way too thin for any type of prying. So they're listed as a pry bar or can be used as a hard use knife. That is not the case. Super, super thin. You cannot do any prying with that. So I fixed this. The sheath that he sent, my sheath for this, per our conversations, was supposed to be OD green. It wasn't, obviously. But this sheath that he sent me is like junk. After about 10 minutes with the hairdryer, I managed to fix the retention some. It was barely even staying in. This is like still like falling out. It's really a cheap, thin Kydex, no loops or anything. And luckily I still have these from Offensive Industries that came with the first knives. And I was concerned they wouldn't fit since the knives are a different thickness, and he made them for a 2/16. Now I offered to send these back, but I kept them, and luckily I did because these two sheaths were junk. I was able to heat this with the hair dryer and get that to fit. So now I have a knife. Who knows what the steel is, but so I sent him an email. It was kind of strongly, or a message on Instagram. The message was kind of strongly worded. But I was polite and was trying to be like, hey dude, hey man, you know, like just being honest with him. He unfollowed me and ignored my message. So I don't know, I feel bad because I shared a lot of this guy's stories and told people about it. And I don't want anybody getting stuck in the same mess that I got stuck in, where I'm waiting months and months and months and months for a knife that was promised to be rushed. And again, you know, my little brother, this knife was for him. You know, 2-time combat tours in Iraq. You know, this was supposed to be my knife to commemorate his service, and this guy just completely crapped all over that for me. So I spent the money on it, and this guy had no respect for my brother's service, and it's obvious in his workmanship and the product he's putting out. So if you were looking at a faction knife and tool, I would consider spending your money somewhere else. So there's another unverified story that I'm just going to say this is secondhand information, so it may not be correct, but somebody traded him some equipment for a knife for his son that was serving. So they have this guy's equipment. His son has no knife. So hopefully that can be made right. But guys, I'm not trying to trash this dude or like ruin his life, but I've shared this guy's content and promoted this company, and I don't want people out there getting junk when they're paying for good stuff. So somewhere else you can look for, and right now this guy's got some good stuff out. Papa Bear knives. You know, there's other companies out there making good stuff, and you'll be getting what's advertised. And yeah, I know knives aren't meant to be used as pry bars and things like that, but there are knives out there that are made with good materials that are meant to be hard use knives, and that's what I thought I was getting for $250. So all right guys, hope you don't make the same mistake I did. And I know there's a guy out there, you got a batch with these and your handle was red and black, I would just at this point ask for a refund and go somewhere else, man. All right, you guys have a good one, and watch out for junk knife makers.